Boop.
Hello.
It's fine.
Pretty sure that's kind of been how we've been doing it.
What is going on? Okay. Announcement. Okay. Music's not coming through. Love that.
In any case, Faye fixes that side of things. We will kind of get into it because, yeah. Once my cat decides to
Okay.
agree.
I'll be right back.
Okay. So I am Dengle. This is not above the table. This is obviously Nichol's Cryptid Catchers. If you are joining us live on Thursday, which is odd for us, sort of. Not lately, though. This is World of Darkness. There will be some things that probably come up during this one that might strike some chords with some people. So just keep that in mind, please. We don't mean to cause any distress, but if that so happens, please make sure you're okay first. If you feel like you can come back, please do. If you feel like you cannot, well, then we will catch you next time we play. And we will give updates as to what happened. So joining me this evening is on chat, Kraken, and in person, Buttons playing Rose.
Hi. Good evening. I'm here.
Nen playing Edgar.
Hello.
And absent, Faye playing Gladys. Getting changed right now. And Archie playing Nosferatu. So, what did we do last time in Nichol's Cryptid Catchers?
Went to Flint, Michigan. And got into some stuff.
We did. Met some people, saw Bintu wrong. So that was fun. Or a Bearcat, depending on who you ask. You met a Gangrel that oddly dresses a lot like a certain baron in a certain city in another game that we have. Or, well, used to dress like. So yeah, there might be something there. Who knows? But yeah, in any case, you are in Michigan. We are hunting down somebody that's causing a lot of issues. And yeah, we're kind of there. I believe you left off. Where did we leave off, actually?
Chasing the Binturong down the hole.
Well, the Binturong took off. We're going down the hole, though.
Okay. So yeah. Binturong took off into the Flint late winter, early spring. Still rather cold, though. And there's snow, and it's a tropical animal. I'm sure it's fine, though.
Oh.
Definitely won't be caught by, like, police or anything, and, like, yeah. But anyway, we will join at least Rose and Edgar Gladys is still gawking at the weird bear cat that just ran away. Down the hole you go, though?
Down the hole we go.
Okay. So you get down there, and it has the strong popcorn smell. However, down here it smells rather musty as well. Like there's a nest of some sort, maybe. Who knows?
Great.
Probably where this thing slept and was kept. There is a rather large pile of fruit and assorted insects that have been killed and just kind of left there for it to eat.
Man.
Gladys follows everyone down. Don't act like she would be going first.
So yeah, that's what you see down in here. It is obviously an abandoned store. It's not as dusty as you would expect, but with a live animal in here and probably somebody taking care of it, that would be to be expected.
Is it like super dark and boarded up in there?
It's dark. It's not sunproof though. There are cracks of light where you can see inside.
Okay, so I don't need to pull out a flashlight or anything.
No.
Okay.
And for a refresher, this used to be a jewelry store. It is no longer, unfortunately. It is devoid of all of the display cases. The cases on the walls are still there, but none of the ones on the floor. So yeah.
As we move into the room, do there look to be any signs of recent disturbance, fresh footprints in the dust, moved objects?
Like I said, there's really not any dust.
Hmm.
Probably because this thing was like walking around this thing. It is warm in here though. Like upwards of 80 degrees.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Somebody kind of cleaned it. It's not spotless by any means, but like I said, no large dust. There's some dirt on the floor, but that's kind of to be expected again. And you're not 100% sure that all of the dirt is actually dirt.
Rose lived on a farm. She's fine.
So yeah. Anything that you three would like to do?
Is there any signs of entry? Like from
Not
the door
from-
or...
Yeah, not from the doors. You can find the pieces of the roof kind of like as you go into the back area. They're just kind of leaned up against the wall. Looks like maybe you could put them back up and kind of fix it. Maybe, but maybe not. And in the back, it's literally just a big old bed for this thing, made of hay and pine straw and an old mattress.
And we were here looking for the
Malkavian.
Malkavian who... Well, I didn't know if we know it was Malkavian. I don't think we do.
Well, no, not.
In-game.
Well,
We were here looking for its haven during the day, correct? That's why we were here?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay. Is there any... Ooh. Is there like a walk-in safe?
It's not a walk-in safe. It is a large safe that is not fully closed, actually.
Is it person-sized?
Not quite person size, unless if you like curl up into a ball. Certainly big enough to where you could hold. If you had like 20-pound ingots, you could probably hold about 50 of them in there. So it's big. It's just not quite person size.
Okay.
You want me to go poke at it?
I was thinking that I open it while you guys, like, aim at it.
Okay, we can do that. I can do that.
Gladys will open and stand to the behind the door as she opens it.
As you open the door, you hear kind of a creak and a rattle from the inside. And you can't see through the door, obviously. And it's a tall enough safe to where like it comes up to like your nose level so you can see the very top. However, the other two can actually see into it. The top third is completely empty. The bottom 2/3 are filled with a mixture of like animal toys and clothes.
Do they look like soldiers' uniforms?
Some of them do, as a matter of fact. However, there is a couple things that kind of stand out a little bit among the plethora of soldiers' fatigues and such. There is some women's clothing. It is more formal in nature. It is rather dainty, though. Nothing like the gangrel that you met. She looks rather strong.
Do they look like they would fit the Malkavian?
Probably not.
I think so, but...
However, they also have like a turn of the century feel to them, kind of, almost. Maybe like Prohibition era feel.
And this one might have a ghoul too.
What's in there?
Clothes,
Clothes?
Oh,
animal toys.
Me, can I take a closer look at those toys?
Yep. You take some of it out, and the majority of them are like run of the mill for what you would kind of expect that Bearcat to play with, like small tires, like lengths of rope, kind of heavier duty things.
Mm-hmm.
However, in the back, you see like a big, like cow hip bone, along with a rather large softball that has been used extensively.
Okay. So I guess this thing liked to play fetch, maybe? And Rose will just kind of hold out the chewed up softball. Not quite sure what to do with it.
put it back?
Sure.
We can't have another pet. We already have dogs.
I mean, to be fair, we can't leave this thing out in the snow. It's
Yes,
gonna
we
get
can.
found.
That's not my problem.
I mean, it kind of is. Aren't we supposed to, like, not let people know that something weird is going on?
It was an exotic
As
animal
much
that
as
got
possible?
loose. Someone had a weird pet. We need to find this vampire before the sun sets.
Right.
Or just set fire to the whole building.
That's gonna get us in a lot of trouble, I think.
It will. I'm just giving options here, okay? I really don't want to deal with him. Them, whatever. Her. We think it's a her. I think. No, we know it's a guy.
No.
I'm sorry, stories are confused. I'll get my head on straight soon, I promise.
As we look at the safe, are there any, like, personal keepsakes, diaries, scraps of paper, notes carved on the inside of the door of the safe? Anything personal-ish?
Would you like to give me an intelligence and investigation?
You know I would. Okay, 3.
Not that Rose can find. The safe is actually in fairly pristine condition. And as you're rifling through like pockets and such, you don't find anything.
Annette, you give it a try.
Yeah, sure. Take a look. See if you can see something I can't.
I also got 3.
You find much the same.
0.
You're trying to peek over the door and you can't see anything. So, what would you 3 like to do?
How many doors do we see?
The one in the front and the one in the back. That is it. There's no, like, drainage covers for anything. It's literally just door in the front, door in the back.
What's the ceiling like? I know we came down from like a entrance, but is there like a lowered ceiling section?
Not in the back. Up front, they do have a little bit of a drop ceiling. It's all good. And a dog outside barks.
Is the Binturong trying to get back in?
No, they don't sound like that.
Nah.
But yeah, no, there is a drop ceiling up front. However, it's mostly dismantled at this point.
So he's obviously been here and keeps stuff here, but he doesn't stay here.
Does it look like anything was dragged around? Like anything heavy?
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's enough room to hide things behind what's there. Because I know what you're going for, and it's a good idea, but no.
Does any of the drop ceiling look messed with?
It's mostly dismantled.
I don't think this is his den. Or at least not where he's spending tonight. Today, excuse me.
Probably. Do you feel anything weird here?
I mean, I can try. See, Rose will reach for sense the unnatural as she usually does.
Okay. Let me know what you get, and I'll tell you what you feel.
Okay. Ooh, yeah, I'm gonna burn a willpower to reroll some of that.
Don't worry about it. What did you roll?
2.
Yeah, that's about as good as you're gonna get. You don't sense anything specific. However, the entire place kind of, when your arm falls asleep and it's starting to get feeling back, and you get the pinpricks.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of feel that everywhere. General feeling of unease, but it's not. It's just because the presence was there. There's nothing specific pulling you any which way.
Okay. Yeah, no, he's not here.
Well, that's good.
Well,
That's one place that we know he's not.
Well, at least not right now. So, I mean, he's definitely been here. And recently, if the weird pricking sensations are anything to go by, I don't know where he is at this moment, though. See, wasn't there another shop that he got into at some point?
I think this is the only one we had a hint on because we found the rings.
Yeah, so he hasn't actually gotten into any places. Any assaults that have happened have been outside.
Mm-hmm.
They have been near businesses and other establishments, but not inside.
Well, I guess we're good to leave now that we've ruled this place out.
Yeah.
Okay. So up and out.
Edgar will lead, but we'll take it slow.
Okay.
Just make sure we're not being watched.
Okay. Now, Edgar first, then Gladys or Rose. This actually does matter.
It'd probably be Rose. Or
Okay, so
no.
Fuck that, I'm going in the middle of you guys.
Okay, fair.
okay, it's more so for the weird feelings that you get. So Edgar leaves, then Gladys pops out, and then Rose. When you finally pop out, it's warmer than regionally normal. Still not warm by any means because it's Michigan in March, but it's warmer. And as you get out, you don't know if it's the stark contrast between the warm building, the very, very warm building, low 80s, mid 80s, somewhere in there, and the outside air, or if it's just that feeling again, but you get a very cold sensation the second you step all the way out.
Oh, that did not feel good.
What?
I'm not sure. It just... Probably just a temperature difference. I don't know. Feels weird.
That's
Kinda makes my
weird.
joints ache.
Was it your thing?
Maybe, I don't know, my things, it's different every time I use it. Well, almost every time. Like, each thing has its own thing. It's hard to describe unless you can also do it.
Can I get you 3 to give me a wits and awareness, please?
It's 5.
Also true.
Okay. So, it seems fitting. Edgar and Gladys are a little bit caught up watching Rose and like making sure that Rose is okay, and Rose is kind of freaked out a little bit. So eyes are darting around, and you see, you think, an older lady just kind of like standing on the corner down the street, staring at the building, staring at you 3, actually. And when she notices you, she just walks down the street. And out of view.
Is she someone we've seen around town?
Too far away to be able to tell.
Rose is gonna kind of tap Gladys on the shoulder and start trotting after the woman.
Okay. Guess we're following you now. Where are we going?
This lady that was staring at us.
So we're going to go towards her?
Yes, because she was scared. She was staring at us and at the building, and then at us again.
Well,
So-
let's hope she doesn't call the police. Let's go make sure she doesn't.
Exactly.
So, down the fire escape out in the street, and you walk at a brisk pace. Or do you actually run?
Is she still
Probably a
within sight?
fast walk.
Yeah.
Before you even got down the fire escape, she was out of sight.
It's the we've got places to be walk.
Okay. So you quickly make your way down the street and come to the corner and round the corner, and you don't see her anymore. There's not enough snow / slush / wetness on the ground to track footprints either. However, something does catch your eye. And it's a rather large dog of some sort that is not too far away. Just kind of sitting, staring. Very dark fur. However, has the big mane like, well, Zeva has. It's just sitting, looking down the street. Yeah, that one. However, it's probably 3 times the size of Zeva. So big old dog.
Do we all see that or just Rose?
Everyone.
You guys are seeing this too, right?
I hate dogs.
Rose is gonna kind of squint and lean forward like she's trying to really get a good look at the dog.
It's very intent on staring back. almost to the point of intimidation, but not quite to that point yet.
Rose kind of cocks her head and gives a little wave. Just to see what it does.
Still just sits there. It's probably about 20 feet away at this point.
I'm just going to walk towards it, see what it does.
So for the first 5 or 10 feet, it doesn't do anything, and then get any closer than that, it stands up and walks out in the middle of the sidewalk.
If he stops heading towards it, does it stop and turn around to look at him?
No, it hasn't stopped looking at him this entire time. However, Edgar, can I get a wits and awareness?
You said what's an awareness, right?
Yes. And I'm going to give you an extra die if you need it.
Got 4.
You don't need it then. You see and you actually hear the very familiar tink of 10 dog tags around this dog's neck.
This belongs to someone.
Why do you say that?
It's wearing dog tags. Like the metal ones that soldiers usually wear.
Do you continue toward it?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you get within 5 feet of this thing, its fur comes up and you see all of the teeth and it starts growling.
Give it an easy there, buddy, and back off a little bit.
Okay. And it just kind of stands there, watching you, kind of pacing back and forth. Would anybody like to give me a wits and animal ken?
Yep.
I rolled 3 on wits only.
That's not bad.
I only had 3.
4 for Edgar.
Okay. And then I assume Rose did real bad.
I only got 2.
Okay. So, Gladys, you can recognize like a territorial animal at the very least, and Rose, you can too. Edgar, this dog has been trained, much like the dogs that you guys used over in Europe. Very, very, very well-trained guard dog. However, something else that you pick up specifically is this definitely has a little bit of wolf in it. Don't know exactly how much, but might be a German Shepherd. Definitely part Husky. Definitely part wolf.
Does it seem like it's protecting anything in particular?
You're not 100% sure, but you can make the inference of the dog doesn't want you to follow the woman. You can, however, attempt to just push past it if you want to.
Gladys is backing away.
Is there a different way to get to where the woman went without going toward the dog?
I mean, you might be able to walk the entire way around the other side of the block, but you don't know where she's went now. There's very, very little chance that you're going to be able to find her then.
Probably not a good idea to fight with a dog in the middle of the street during daylight hours.
Yeah. Still want to know why that woman was staring at us, though.
Because we popped out of a building that's been closed for who knows how long.
Well, yeah, but...
But what? I'd be staring too.
No, there was something weird about it. I wish I could explain it better.
And I'm pretty sure this dog is hers.
Can you read the tags?
Do you want to get close enough to read the tags?
No, I'm asking if you can because you were the closest.
Not from 5 feet away.
Nope.
I don't know if you've ever actually seen like true to life dog tags. Even now, 3 feet's kind of stretching.
Mm-hmm. I have, but Gladys hasn't.
Right.
Well, I don't think we're getting any more from that then.
Rose will just kind of let out a huff and start walking back the way we came then.
Throw it a stake or something? Somehow I don't think it's going to let us pass. And I don't want to get in a fight with a dog.
I mean, we could always see if it'll go after one of the old Binturong toys, but I don't know. It might be too well trained to get distracted.
Also, even then, I'm pretty sure the lady would be gone by the time you got up and back with the boy.
Yeah. What kind of little old lady keeps guard dogs like that in the middle of here?
Someone whose husband was a war veteran? I don't know.
So anyway, where's next on our list then? If that's a bust and the jewelry shop's a bust.
I mean, the person was described as like a wolf, a dog wolf, or a wolf person. Well, maybe the woman does have a connection.
Maybe it's two different things they're seeing. Maybe this vampire we're chasing isn't connected to the bear dog.
Yeah, but I mean, we've already seen one that looked like a pig. I'm sure there's plenty that look like dogs. Is Rose having a hard time keeping a straight face?
No, Rose is fine. It's Buttons that's dying.
Because, like, I'm pretty sure... How can that not be a thing? But, I mean... There's also the possibility of other things, but then we found one drained, and like werewolves don't do that. So I can try to get hold of Gareth and see if he can help, or at least knows anything, but I don't think this is his specialty.
No. Are there any other places around town that we've kind of seen as we've been going around that might be sunproof enough for our vampiric friend to hide? Or like you think there might be like a secret storage closet at the basement of the school or something?
I don't know. It's weird that the city park is dead center of everything. It almost makes me think something's there.
So let's go check it out.
We did already, I think. Or at least we walked around it and there was no cracks or anything.
That. There was no visible tracks.
I mean, that's my only other thought. Maybe we should just go.
I think we should. I think it's at least worth the attempt.
Do we go now? It's still
Yeah.
middle of afternoon? Or just shy of?
Just past noon.
We got some daylight hours left on us.
Yeah. I guess. Let's go.
Okay. So, how long are you wanting to peruse the park? It's not huge, however. To get a very thorough investigation is probably going to take 4-ish hours.
I was kind of thinking 3 or 4. That puts us at 5, 6 o'clock. Ish.
Works for me.
Which is just before sundown. If my head is thinking properly.
Yes, and March would be like 6, 7-ish.
So yeah, just before sundown. Okay. So I will allow you to pool your intelligence and investigations. Let me know what each individual has, and then we will make a total successes to find it. Well, to find out what you find out.
Burning
So
willpower.
I got 4.
Okay, so we have 4 and 4, and what did Edgar
Three.
get? 3, so 11. So, nearing the end of the investigation, you kind of meet back up. And if there's ever a place that somebody could get in and out without giving any footprints, there is a vehicle-worthy bridge that is over just... It's not a river, it's not a stream, it's somewhere in between. Kind of wide, not super deep, but it'd be belly button height, that if you did it right, you could climb along the bottom and then climb up the side and get back onto the top of the bridge. And that would explain why you wouldn't be able to find any footprints. And if you were to, I don't know, be someone that's in fairly decent shape due to military training and or life on the streets, that is definitely a plausible thing that you could do.
Well, it's getting late. Do we want to come back tomorrow? Or should we go now?
Probably a good idea.
Yeah.
And I believe that you all have a date at around 8 o'clock.
That we don't know about.
So you gather your things and you head back to where you're staying. And again, nice warm home cooked meal. This one's a little bit better than last. It's turkey pot pie. Has all of the weird green things in there. Thick, kind of hearty gravy, nice cornbread topping. So you get a good dinner. And when the wine is taken out, you going to join me tonight too, or do you have things to do tonight?
Well, you should take it easy just in case we need to get up early tomorrow.
Yeah. Need to make the most of that sunlight hours. Business work hours.
Okay. Well, if you change your mind, I'll be up for about an hour.
Thank
It's
you.
not the best thing in the world, but it's made from cherries.
Very nice.
I've heard that's a big thing around here.
She pours herself a rather large glass, recorks it, throws it in the refrigerator. And she actually heads off to her bedroom, where you know she probably is reading some book that is not what you would typically think of as an older lady book. One way or another. So, what do you three want to do?
Rose is going to Rose is gonna stay up and read for a little bit.
Okay.
Keep an eye on things.
Gladys and Edgar.
Gladys will practice the language that she's trying to pick up for a little bit.
Okay.
Like practice
Edgar's-
writing.
Edgar is going to be keeping an eye out windows just to see if the soldier guy shows up again.
Okay. So you guys get done with dinner about 6:30. 7 o'clock rolls around. Nothing. 7:30 rolls around. Nothing. And then it starts to approach 8 o'clock. Does Rose do anything in particular?
She'd kind of be peeking around, seeing if she's noticed any movement near the house.
Nothing noticeable. Nothing that stands out. There's some cars that have been up and down the road. No people, though.
Okay.
And 8 o'clock comes. And 8 o'clock goes, if you allow it to. And 8:15, 8:30, 8:45. However late you want it to go.
Around 9 o'clock, Rose will poke her head out the door just to see what's out there.
Give me a wits and awareness, please.
Okay. Ooh, okay, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on a crit.
Okay, give me a composure and charisma, please.
Sure. Five.
Okay. So as you're poking around, you're like looking, and you kind of scan the forest line. You just see 2 red dots staring at you.
Okay.
They're definitely not human height. They're probably something closer to, I don't know, a canine. Not as big as the one that you saw earlier, though.
Mm-hmm.
And when you see them, you get a very brief moment of, oh shit. But then it quickly subsides.
Rose is gonna shut the door and take off after it.
It doesn't move.
Where are you going?
Rose doesn't stop to answer. She's going.
Let's go, Edgar.
Edgar's going out the door.
Gladys reluctantly follows. She's
It-
grabbing her bag of Molotovs.
It doesn't move. As you approach, you see a Rottweiler Malamute mix, maybe? Just kind of sitting there. It's got a lot of mass to it, though. And you can see it just kind of sitting there, and it kind of looks at Edgar and Gladys as they pull up. And then in front of your eyes, kind of morphs into this person that has the flannel jeans and some tall combat-esque boots. You're late.
Immediately reaching into the bag. What?
My apologies. I was hoping I could slip away unnoticed, but that never happened.
I told you to bring them.
You don't want... And I said you didn't want me to bring them.
Well, you want to go get him or not?
Yeah.
Give me one reason why I shouldn't firebomb you.
Because they're helping us get rid of a problem.
You also wouldn't be able to reach in and out of that bag before I ripped your throat out.
You have to get through me first.
I don't think you could move fast enough, old man.
Want to bet?
Oh my gosh, can we please just get this done and over with?
No, because I don't know what getting this done is.
We're taking down the... What the heck did you say he was?
The Malkavian. And everyone that he's with. The Malkavian's the one that's causing the problems, though.
And yet every report is of a dog person causing the problems.
Have you seen him?
No?
Well, let's go find him and you can make a judgment for yourself. And by the way, part of the dog was... They probably saw me chasing him away. I'm the reason why more people aren't dead. Okay? So let's get this taken care of, and then you can go back to wherever it is that you were from, and I'll go back to wherever it is I'm from. We can never see each other again, and then we'll be both happy. Very, very happy.
Gladys
Somehow
rounds a glare on Rose.
Rose doesn't flinch.
Edgar's not taking his eyes off the flannel woman.
I promise you I'm not the most dangerous thing out here.
No, but you're probably the second, so can we go take care of the third and fourth and fifth and however many now?
We can do that. You want to take your car, or do you want to walk?
Will the sound of the car coming up give us away?
It's early enough. There's still cars out. Drive it downtown and then park it, and then we can walk.
I'm fine with that.
Fine.
After you. I don't have a license.
Rose will just start walking.
Gladys will go.
Edgar will follow.
So you are... When you all pile in the car, I assume it's a very quiet car ride.
Oh, yes.
And all of you, well, whoever's driving is instructed to drive down by the park and park the car in a local grocery store's parking lot. And you'll walk from there.
Gladys will park it and do that.
So once you park the car, and she just starts walking off, and just follow me. Don't lag behind too much.
Right.
I'm tired of tracking this shithead. Sooner this is over, the sooner we don't have to work together anymore.
How many people does he have with him? You said there was more than one.
Well, it's him, a fledgling, his ghoul, and then his ghoul's dog that she picked up at some point.
Big monstrous looking thing with like dog tags.
Yeah, half gray wolf.
That's who we saw earlier.
Yeah, I stopped by the jewelry store. Apparently somebody let their other pet out.
Yeah, well, we were hoping he was there so we could take care of it.
It's fine. I'm not gonna hold that against you. You didn't know any better. In the meantime, been by the park, so where they probably are staying. Drainage ditch.
Yes.
So yeah, that's where I'm going to start. And then I'm going to find them one way or another. And sure enough, she walks into the park. How closely do you three follow?
Decently closely and not really taking her eyes off. Like Gladys isn't taking her eyes off the person.
Okay.
Edgar would stand between them just to create a buffer.
And then Rose.
Rose will start to keep a little bit of distance between herself and our companion as she readies her rifle.
Okay. So, Edgar, give me wits and awareness, just straight. Gladys, give me wits and awareness, -1 die. Rose, give me wits and awareness, just regular.
Sorry.
3.
4.
Okay. So, you make it a pretty decent way into the park. And nothing alerts you to anything. However, as you approach the bridge, everybody's just a little bit more on edge, a little bit more kind of ready. And as your gang girlfriend turns back into the dog that she was, and she passed the rouse check, which is good. You kind of standing around because she's kind of doing circles. She goes up and down and up and down. And then she kind of looks up at the same time that everybody kind of turns. And out in the trees, the people that roll a 3 can see this large, fluffy figure. It's absolutely humanoid. The hair is very unkempt. It's very long, scraggly, looks like it direly needs to be brushed beard. It has sticks and rocks and everything else in it. And the eyes are glinting kind of in a reflective sense. It's not the same reflective red, though. And then Rose. From behind you, you hear a very, very low growl. And you spin and you see a woman and that same very large dog. The woman is probably in her 60s. Very well dressed, very prim and proper. She's just, hello, dear.
Rose doesn't lower the rifle.
No, you don't want to talk at all. We can make a deal. He, which I'm sure you see him, wants to let you 3 go if you help us take care of her. Carrie's kind of a pain in the butt for us, and we would like to get rid of any other dogs in the area. This one's a very good boy.
It's funny. She said much the same about you.
Well, naturally. He used to be part of her pack. And then she wanted to be all high and mighty. But it's okay because he found a good replacement for her. Not as pretty, but equally as useful.
Rose kind of chuckles darkly. You're wasting your breath. I can respect someone who wants to improve their lot in life.
Well, that's the thing, is he wants to improve everybody's lot in life.
By killing innocent people? I don't think so.
Oh no, by weeding out the weak ones. He always did have a knack for all that type of thought process. So it made him so efficient over in Europe, actually.
As we're talking, is Carrie doing anything? Is the rest of the group doing anything?
Right now, she has noticed the woman as well, and is just kind of standing there, making sure that that's not going to make a first move to be able to have to take care of something else.
Gladys slowly reach into her bag.
Carrie at this point will growl, as to say, "Don't do that."
I guess she'll stop for a minute.
Edgar has his eyes on Fluffy Guy.
Okay. And the person, small grove of trees, comes walking out and lets himself be seen, and he is absolutely an old, weather-beaten, torn, and tattered fatigues with like this big peacoat on. And it's all just stark black, and it's all very, very much homeless. If he didn't have those weird reflective eyes, you wouldn't be able to tell me that he isn't just a regular homeless person. And he starts to approach. Doesn't seem like he's doing anything overly threatening, though.
Edgar will take aim. Just say, not getting closer.
Which division were you part of?
British Expeditionary Forces.
Oh. I was in Belgium.
Right.
Yeah. I'm sorry for whatever still haunts you. I know it still haunts me. Problem is, though, you and your friends are causing me problems. So, we can do this one of two ways. Grab your friends, get out of here. Or you're not getting out of here.
You know we were trained not to run.
I know. Let me get a good look at you real quick. Give me a wits and insight, Edgar.
Gonna be willpower.
Okay.
2.
2. Well, let's see if he can hide his intentions. He can hide them well enough from Edgar. Do you actually let him get a good look at you?
I think Edgar probably is interacted enough Kindred to know to not do that.
But maybe he wants to get a good look at you because he might know you. Who knows?
Probably not. But still.
Well, in any case, he steps closer and he's kind of looking. He's like, oh, that's unfortunate. Hey, you remember the time? And that's all he says. And I need you to make me an intelligence resolve roll, please. You only have to beat a 4. That's the positive part.
That's unfortunate. I only got 4. Can burn willpower if I need to.
Do you want to? To try to get 5.
Let's try it.
That's probably good if you do.
5.
You got 5?
Yep.
Okay. So, for a split second, the area around you started to shift into the trenches, and the smell of the gas and the sounds that you heard for a second. Then you blink and shake your head and realize you just tried to do something.
Edgar's not playing around with that. He's going to taking a shot.
All right.
Hey, 2.
Okay, so 2 against his dexterity and athletics. Which, oddly, guess what he's not so good at? Dexterity and athletics. He takes the full brunt of that shot. Blows a hole in his shoulder. Just kind of looks. Go for it. And the dog, the wolf dog, just takes off running. The woman produces a stiletto dagger from God only knows where. And Gladys, I need you to roll me a dexterity and athletics to not get grabbed.
One.
Well, good news, you didn't get grabbed.
Oh, thank God.
However, the ugliest thing that you have ever seen is standing right in front of you, baring his fangs, and he kind of looks like a weird cross between a human, a bat, and Swamp Thing. His skin's very green, very long ears, very, very pointed fangs, and very flat nose. Gladys would probably know this is a Nosferatu, as would everyone else. So I need to know what everybody does, because things are about to happen very quickly.
Rose takes a shot at the dog as it charges.
Okay.
Take another shot at the guy who makes Edgar see things.
Okay.
Question on the Molotovs. Will it take a round to prep one or two? Since they are... I think we said they're stoppered so they don't leak everywhere.
Yeah, basically just pull the stopper out and then you can light it. And as you throw it, the next rounder will actually do something.
Okay. And they're glass bottles, right?
Yeah.
She's gonna take one and smash it against this Nosferatu. Not light it, just smash it against him.
Okay. So I need the roll from Rose and from Edgar.
Five on a crit.
Okay. So you do get a fairly decent hole in the dog. It's apparently fairly sturdy though, and it just kind of runs through it. At least for this round.
Regular 5 from Edgar.
Okay. And again, your shot lands solid. I'm just trying to make sure I've got the proper health track in my head for this thing. And then all the melee happens. Rose. Strength and athletics, or strength and brawl, whichever you feel like is better for you.
You mean Gladys?
Strength?
No, Rose.
Okay.
Strength?
Yeah, strength and athletics, or brawl.
Strength and athletics it is. That's a terrible pool. 3.
Okay, so you are hit squarely in the chest by this dog. You take 1 superficial damage. However, the rifle is flat out on the ground at this point. And the woman makes her way over. That is her round. Gladys. Strength or dexterity and athletics. I know you don't have any brawl, so I'm not even going to ask.
Dexterity would be the best at 3. I got 2. She's not aiming to damage. She's just trying to break it.
Okay. So he kind of like grabs your arm as he comes through, and that's going to be just the opposed, like actual melee rolls there, because he would have tried to grapple you again. So it's not to say that you can't just like toss it, but that'll be a next round thing. And then Edgar. Roll well, please. He has produced a standard issue knife. And he is going to try to stab you with it. Please roll well.
Strength and brawl.
You can do strength and brawl, strength and athletics, whichever you feel is necessary to try to get away from, or dexterity, and one of those two.
You will be dexing. Dex and athletics.
I got 8 with a crit, by the way, so please don't die.
I can probably get that. I got 1.
Would you like to spend some willpower to mitigate some damage?
Yeah. Alright, 1 more.
Okay. Well, the good thing is you only take 6 superficial damage. Does that take you into
Yes,
aggravated?
Aggravated.
Okay, so you will actually have a wound modifier now, because it just took you straight down into there. He sinks it deep into your leg, and like your strength, actually your dexterity rolls will take a 2 die penalty because it was a lot of damage. However, the good news is we now have Carrie. And he doesn't get a roll for this. Partially because he is now under a delusion, and partially because he has already tried to defend something this round. Wow, that looks like a Fey roll there. Rolled 9 die, got 3. However, this is not halved. So that's the fun thing. And he looks much worse for wear. Definitely not nearly as bad as Edgar, but his attention is now turned to the bigger threat that is in front of him. So we will go back to the top of the round. Rose, you cannot use your rifle.
No. But is the dog like on top of her, pinning her down, or did it just like bowl her over?
It like headbutted you sort of in the chest, kind of like a dog knocking down their prey. However, it is not pinning anything down.
Okay.
It does, however, look like it's about to try to like bite at your face.
Okay. I'm going to try and roll out of the dog's reach towards where the rifle went.
Okay, that sounds like a dexterity and athletics opposed by strength and brawl.
That's gonna go so well. Yeah, I'm burning another willpower.
Okay, what did you roll first?
3 before the willpower.
Okay. You are actually going to win that particular one because you are the more active. He's just trying to keep you in place So
Okay.
you actually do roll out from underneath the dog, grab the rifle, and pop up on a knee.
Okay.
So that is yours. Edgar, what would you like to do? Because I'm sure you're probably going to try to shoot him.
Good.
Okay. Hold your roll, though. There is a reason. Gladys, what are you doing?
Is the bottle upside down or straight up? Because she's got it in her hand and he's holding her.
I would assume it's still up.
Yeah, because she was just gonna smash.
Yeah.
Is her other hand free?
It would be, yes.
She's gonna unstopper it and try and light it.
Okay. So unstop and light all at once.
Yeah. I assume I won't get to, like, roll. Like, I won't get to throw doing that one-handed. But that's what's gonna happen.
Give me dexterity and composure to try to get all that done in a very short amount of time. You're basically being thrashed around.
Yeah, I'm not looking to, like, even throw it or anything. Just trying to get that done. Ooh.
Yeah.
4. 6 with a crit.
I will allow it to happen.
Okay.
So you have flaming liquid, so that will be part of the whole round. So, Edgar. Intelligence and resolve, please.
Two.
Okay. So as you level your rifle to him, he just kind of stares at you as you stare at him, and it's like, shoot her. And you just move over. And now you can give me that roll.
I think you like 4 crits on this.
Naturally.
4.
4. Okay. Yep. She gets hit. Doesn't seem to phase her a whole lot, though. However, there's something else there. Something that's you feel kind of compelled to keep looking at this guy on top of it for whatever reason. Maybe he has something else going on next round. So, we will go to the actual melee portion. Yeah, that's definitely a payroll. Okay, that's
It's
fun.
just because it's Carrie.
I know. Apparently, it's just the blood. So, they are in a very heated squabble. The Malkavian and Carrie. And the Malkavian seems to be winning at this particular point. He sticks the knife deep. And now the fire. The Nosferatu is actually lit on fire, however, does not seem to immediately run away screaming. Gladys, can I please get a dexterity? Just the dexterity from you. You need to get, well, how many can you get?
If I roll a crit, I can get 5, but I only have 3 dice.
Okay, you need to get at least a 2 to not also be on fire.
I rolled a 4 with a crit.
Okay, so you managed to not be caught on fire.
I'll take it.
The Nosferatu is on fire, however, he is still going to attempt to kind of throw you down to the ground. And
Okay.
this time he's actually going to try to do some damage. So, dexterity or strength and athletics, which I think you have a 1 on in right.
I have nothing. I rolled a 2 with dex.
Okay. But yeah, this dude's like jacket is on fire. And he just calmly takes it off. Now, Rose, you would like to dodge the lady's stiletto dagger, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Dex and athletics, please. You need to beat a 1.
I think I can do that. Yeah, I can definitely do that. That's 5 on a crit.
Yeah. So you pull the rifle up, see her start to stab at you, and just kind of like lean back and no. So back to the top of the round. Then can I get Edgar to please make me a composure and resolve roll?
Fun.
1. Surely out of 9, you will absolutely help me. Oh, yeah, you're going to help. So the normal Edgar kind of just goes away. Using implant suggestion. And you have this overwhelming urge now to help your brother in arms, because that's what he says. Help me. Help us. We have to beat them back again. Sure. So now, Carrie and Gladys and Rose are considered enemies to you. So who would you like to shoot?
I'm in for Carrie.
Okay. Go ahead and take that shot. And then Rose, you are also going to be taking a shot as well, I assume.
Oh yes, absolutely.
At which one?
I'm assuming the woman's a little bit more of an imminent threat, so I'm gonna shoot her.
The dog is definitely more deft at hurting you, though. I will tell you that.
That is true. Never mind, I'll shoot the dog.
Okay. So, Edgar, what did you get for your roll?
2.
Okay. So, again, it lands into Carrie. She kind of yelps now, so apparently it actually does hurt. Rose, what did you get?
6 on a crit.
Oh, yeah, no, the dog's done. I rolled 3, so.
Yeah.
With the initial roll plus this one, dog's no longer moving. That dog would absolutely need to be put down, though. It was semi-rabid. Now, what is Gladys doing?
So the Nosferatu took off the jacket. I am trying to remember how we said the box works.
Well, you have the ritual that you can do, which
Right.
I will
Allows
say that
more control but takes longer.
yes. Or you can basically cut your hand open, say the small incantation, have it pop out this round. However, there might be... It requires you to basically put one target, and then it gets that target, comes back. You take a superficial damage, and it does what it has to do.
But do we need a name for that?
You're not 100% sure. They never gave a name.
No. I mean, do we have to name a person for it to target? Like, give them a name?
They didn't do that with you guys.
They didn't.
Because they didn't actually know your names. So probably not.
That's true. Well, no, the woman who was casting it did. She knew our names.
No, she didn't say it.
Okay. Has Gladys seen what's going on with Edgar?
You are aware of it. You know that he's taken a couple shots at Carrie.
And peripherally heard being given directions by the Malkavian.
Yes. He's not being quiet about it.
I'm gonna do it and send it at the Malkavian.
Okay. Give me an intelligence and occult to properly say the incantation. It's not hard. Just don't screw up completely.
Okay. That's a good start.
What did you get?
I only rolled intelligence so far. And I rolled 3.
Yeah. You're fine.
Okay.
You will properly say the incantation.
Okay.
And so take 1 superficial damage as you slice your hand open.
Right. Just on
and
like
then-
a shard of glass or something on the ground. She's not caring what it is.
Yep, and then he has to roll Hunger Frenzy now. Okay, well, that's
Oh, boy.
fun. The Nosferatu's pupils that were already rather small get even smaller. And if he could salivate, he would be salivating. However, you hear the incantation being read as blood is dripped onto the box, which I assume is still in the bag. You just kind of like reach in and like smear it on it.
Yeah,
and place
she's
it
just
outside.
like rolling around the bag and just doing the thing.
Yeah, and you like take the box out
Yeah.
in the process. Okay. So you will take. You already don't defend it well, and I feel bad for this. However, you will take 1 die penalty to defend yourself from what is about to happen.
Honestly, I think she would be so preoccupied with saying it correctly that she probably wouldn't to begin with.
How much health do you have?
I have a full track would be 4, and I'm only down by 1 superficial.
Well, it'll be 2 superficial now.
Okay, I'm not into aggravated yet.
You might want to try to defend yourself against it. Just saying. There was a crit rolled, and I have other successes.
Oh, I thought you said I would... Okay, I thought you said I took 2 superficial.
No, I'm saying you had already taken the 1 from falling down, and then cutting yourself is another one.
You didn't tell me I took anything for falling down.
Yeah, it did.
Then I missed that. So, okay, so
It's fine.
I guess I'll roll my 2 dice. 1.
It might help. Well, that helps enough. You still take 4 damage as he just rakes claws into you.
Am I 4 complete? Like 4 aggravated?
4 superficial. I'm not gonna say 4 aggravated because that'd be really, really mean. However, I know you were messed up.
I have 2 superficial left.
Yep.
That's fine. A big ball of fire's coming out.
Yeah. Which you can't frenzy in multiple places at multiple times, so yeah. Jeez, that sucks. And this guy's already under a delusion, so I'm not actually going to give him a fear frenzy. So what happens next just kind of happens. Carrie and this dude, which I need to roll Carrie's stuff. A bonfire is 2, right?
Yeah.
And a larger fire is 3, right?
Yeah, and the sun is 4.
Yeah. Okay. So she takes the fuck off as this thing comes up, and this is just the entire next round. What would Rose and Edgar like to do?
Edgar's still under implant suggestion.
God.
Yes.
Is he gonna kill Gladys?
It is one scene, or until the person is no longer alive. So would you like to shoot Carrie? Rose or Gladys?
And Carrie while she runs.
Okay.
Finish the job.
Thought you were going for
Attempt
Gladys
to.
because she's the biggest threat right now.
Not to him.
That's fair. That's fair.
To be fair, it's been Carrie the entire time threatening the milk, so...
Yeah, the miniature sun hasn't taken off in a direction yet.
4.
Okay. You wing her. She still takes damage. She's still not dagger-rated. She's got a lot of health.
At the third
However,
shot,
As a good
at
game
the
roll
third
should.
At the third shot, you hear Rose call from across. Edgar, what the fuck was that?
and then Rose, would you like to try to shoot the woman?
Yes. Absolutely, I would.
She was kind of stunned that you killed her dog. That's why she didn't try to stab at you. Also, this is going to be fun. She's going to take all of the damage.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and burn a willpower to reroll a little bit more of that, because I know I can do better than that. There we go. That's what I like to see. 6.
Well, she's got as much as our wonderful researcher has. And I'm saying that rifles are +2 static damage bonus on top, so that'd be 8 total damage. I think that fills up 4 health boxes. So yeah, she just kind of crumples into the ground. The sun goes over to the Malkavian as he sees as the Malkavian's kind of distracted as Carrie's running away, and he starts to run. Doesn't get a defense roll. No, doesn't get a defense roll on this. The tendril kind of lashes out, and it works way different on a vampire. Rather than like snaking in the mouth and burning from the inside out, immediately as it wraps around, it just kind of like burns it in half, and it just kind of poof. Almost instantaneously. And Edgar, you kind of come to your senses. And you realize, oh, I just shot at that dog a couple times. That ain't good. However, the Nosferatu's still there.
Oh no.
Gladys, what would you like to do to this Nosferatu?
Is the sun still out? Can she redirect it?
Well, that would require another ritual, because the sun's going back in the box at the end of the round.
Yeah. I'll freaking do that. Ooh, that's not good. That's not good. Do I get my occult specialty / language? Because I know the language?
What did you roll? Let's start there.
Well, again, I rolled 2.
That's good enough.
Okay. I was gonna say, I'll use an edge dice. I don't care. It's this or she's gonna die next round.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Okay. And she's already bleeding. So.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make you take more because you basically just like shake your hand off real fast, and there's more, and then it kind of redirects. However, in the meantime, this thing wants to try to attack you. So it kind of reaches out and, again, tries to swipe at you. Would you like to try to defend yourself?
I'm still a dice penalty down.
Not this time. Now would be a good time to use those edge dice, though, I'm just saying.
I rolled 1. So we have been sitting at 5 edge for a while.
Yep.
How do they work again?
Just
roll 1 and hope for not fail.
Roll as many of those 5 as you want and hope that you don't get a 1 effectively. Because 1s are really bad.
How many should I roll? I only hit 1 success.
However many you feel like, and you can also use some willpower on non-edge dice. So,
that's true.
and you have 2 superficial left, so remember that.
Yeah. Okay. Willpower first. That did fuck all. Cool. Oh god, this is gonna be so bad. So bad. I'm thinking 3?
Go for it.
I'm so scared. Oh wow, I hit 3 successes. Would you like a picture?
No, you're good.
Okay. So 4.
You, whether by divine intervention or by some other miracle, jump out of the way of the claw. As Edgar and Rose, you round your rifles just in time to see a tendril swipe through this thing in half, and it falls into 2 pieces. This one doesn't quite go poof, though. This one kind of gooifies and then burns up.
Oh, so that one was the younger one.
Carrie is nowhere to be found. Gladys is very, very hurt, as is Edgar.
Yeah, she is just like curled around this box, probably like breathing blood.
Hey, Edgar, you back with us?
Yeah.
You sure?
We really gotta do something to defend ourselves against that.
I'll work on that.
Edgar picks off a belt and tourniquets his leg.
So,
While they're doing that, can I poke around the Malkavian's effects real quick?
you may. You poke around the ash and what little bone is left. You find a purple heart,
I'll grab it.
like a medal for a purple heart. And then you also find an old, like, jailer style key.
Take the key in the heart.
What would the other 2 like to do? Besides tend to your wounds, because, yeah.
Just kind of lay there for a minute, just trying to not be in so much pain.
Okay. After about 20 minutes, Carrie comes back in person form. She just kind of looks around. I guess I don't need to stick around. It's fairly obvious that it's taken care of. I would hurry up and do whatever investigation you three need to do, and then get out of the area because the police are going to be showing up soon.
Yeah.
As she's talking, Rose is going to pull out the Purple Heart. Is there like an engraving on the back?
It says, awarded to Lance Corporal Addison Petcock, 3rd Infantry, Belgium.
Rose will look at it for a second and then toss it to Carrie.
She kind of looks at it and, I don't want it.
You don't need your take proofs back?
No. This is personal vendettas. It's not. I wasn't sent here by anyone.
You just mentioned wanting proof. Didn't know if that still stood.
Oh, I've got my proof. This will be absolutely on the news. And I don't care.
Gladys will sit up. We should probably make a fire or something.
For what?
Dead bodies.
Nah, it'll be fine.
Ghosts will probably be here before we get it going good enough anyway.
Yeah, we should start walking. It's gonna take me a while to get there. To the car.
By the way, Ed,
Yeah.
you need to learn how to shoot better.
It's really hard to do when people are controlling you.
Now you understand the personal vendetta.
Let's see.
Damn Malkavians.
Can they all do that?
Not all of them, but a lot of them can. A lot of them do. I'm going back to Detroit. Don't come to Detroit, or I will find you. And I will absolutely not let you leave.
Yeah, well, I'll set you on fire, so it's fine.
One of us can hide better than the others, though.
I just need to send it to you. That's fine.
She walks off. You can see the red and blue lights. They're not anywhere near. But there's a couple that have already started to spin up. Wonders of 40s communication systems, right?
You should get moving.
Yeah.
You make your way to the car. Drive home in silence, or gonna talk about it?
No.
Nope.
Get cleaned up, take showers, take whatever it is that you all need to do. The owners of the residence as to what happened.
Are they asking?
Well, they're asleep.
Okay, good. Rose is the only one not hurt, right?
Rose is hurt.
Not superficially, though.
Not like
Yeah.
us.
Not like into aggravated. Yeah, she took a couple superficial from getting charged by the bear dog, but
I'm guessing that's just like a big sternum bruise.
It will be, yeah.
We can't, or at least I can't probably make an appearance. I'm assuming she's all like scraped up and everything from hitting the ground.
Yeah. Across, like, your chest / stomach, like lower chest / stomach.
Oh, not face or anything like that?
No, it wasn't the face.
So, hideable?
Yes.
Well, I guess we patch it up as best we can and then make our goodbyes in the morning.
yeah.
That's good.
So you do your best to patch up with proper supplies now, not just like random bits and bobs and a mechanic's bag.
I technically have a dot in medicine now.
It's fine. Edgar has some field training, you have some field training, Rose has some field training. Between the three of you, you can make it viably bandaged. And the next morning you wake up and you're greeted by lady of the house and Edgar's army buddy and your boss. Looks like you fell out on the ice last night, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Hope it didn't hurt too bad.
We'll manage.
Might limp a bit, but it'll be fine.
Looks like you took old man with you. Kind of limping a little bit this morning. Anything I can help with? I mean, I can run you to the hospital real quick if it's swollen or anything.
I think we
Get you
got
patched
it
up properly.
Might be a good idea to take a trip.
And you're I know your face is messed up, but anything, shoulder, ribs, anything like that hurting?
Who, me?
No,
I thought you said my face was fine.
Gladys. It's scraped up a little bit from the actual like initial fall, the throw.
Yeah, probably.
And how about you? You didn't get caught up in that mess, did you?
You know, I'm just clumsy. I took Edgar down with me.
Okay.
Bruise a rib from laughing. I'll heal.
Maybe once we get out of the park, or once we get out of the hospital, we can stop by the park, take a little bit of a walk.
Sounds fine to me.
We can regale you with a hilarious story.
Yeah, just once you get some food, hop in the car and we'll head out.
Okay.
So yeah, you get some food. It's very, very basic, very quick. Basically like a bagel. And hop in the car. And he drives down the road and Well, good job.
Made it through by the skin of our teeth.
That's all that matters. You made it through. Didn't realize there was two of them. And a lady and a dog.
I mean, it was technically 3.
Yeah.
Lady was one of them too. Ish.
Well, right now they're investigating the... At least this is what the media is saying. The attack of a long-lost resident of the town from a wild wolf dog thing. The media has already said stuff about the wolf man in the area being the dog. I don't think that one's going away, though. I think it's going to be a good boogeyman story, the wolf man of Michigan.
Every town needs one.
Yeah, wolf dog, whatever. I'm sure it'll stick around.
Yeah. If we spin it the right way, people might actually stay the hell out of areas that we don't want them in.
That would probably be ideal.
Especially...
I am in fact taking you guys to a hospital, just not the hospital.
Oh good, I didn't really want to explain this.
No, it's ours.
Oh good.
And he pulls up to... looks like an electronics repair shop. Walks you guys around back, opens the door, and you walk into an exam room. Sit down, doctor will be in a little bit.
Okay.
I guess you should probably give me a short briefing, because apparently there was a bear cat, too.
It was a pet, I guess.
It's not just a weird random pet, right?
Not sure where it came from, but definitely not from around here.
The building he kept it in was sweltering. Was probably some sort of tropical exotic animal that he pulled for some godforsaken jungle.
I think that
Where's
I think the Detroit Zoo was supposed to have like 3 or 4 of them brought in, and they lost one, so that's probably the one.
That'd be it. See, it was just a normal animal.
Look, you can never tell with those stupid vampire bullshit.
So, give me a quick brief of what exactly you guys dealt with, because knowing is half the battle.
Well, the one who seemed to be calling the shots seemed to have had some mind control powers. Also tried to make me feel like I was back in the field.
No, it was probably one of the seers or the
Malkavians.
ones. That's the one.
The other one was really ugly.
Nosferatu.
Well, happy that at least one of you is somewhat of an expert on which ones are which.
I know a few.
You said there was a third one?
Not a full-fledged one of them. She was...
Oh, don't lie, Rose. There absolutely was another one.
Well, no. Like, remember the other... Oh,
the one
yeah,
that
no.
turned into the dog.
And ran away, yes.
Do we know what she was or who she was?
Would Gladys know?
She probably honestly would.
Yes?
Yeah, I'd say probably would know.
Pretty sure they call them the gangrel. They're honestly kind of like the werewolves of the vampires.
But she was based out in Detroit.
Probably wouldn't hurt to have our own separate headquarters out there. Because if there's one, there's got to be more, right?
Always.
Hopefully we can get it from getting too bad.
Somehow I think it's already too bad.
Well, there's one, so. In any case,
But
about
there
that time,
was another woman there who they call them ghouls. I don't know how much you know about that, but she was like kind of a mix of a human and a vampire.
That's what I was originally thinking of.
So you remember the story of the old lady that disappeared? And the husband was implicated in the disappearance?
Mm-hmm.
I assume that was her.
That was her. That people are still curious as to how she looked the same age 20 years later. We figured it out. Well, we figured it out. But yeah, I apologize that you had to do all that. However, it seems like whatever you did was very effective. And you should...
Surprisingly so. I'll have to research more into that.
Yes. Please stay in touch as to exactly what that was. I assume it's something experimental right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. As soon as I have some more information, I will contact somebody.
Good.
This was a latch ditch. I only had it because I didn't want to leave it behind.
Well, that's probably a good thing you didn't leave it behind. And about this time, the doctor comes in, starts patching Edgar up, because Edgar's going to be a little bit quicker. There's just some stitches and on his way. Gladys, you're, like I said, pretty scratched open. It's not, like, all the way down, but it hurts to breathe. It takes about an hour to get everything all stitched up, all cleaned, and all that fun stuff. And you may erase your aggravated tracks of health. Just because I am nice.
The bestest storyteller ever.
The nicest one ever. And you are released to do whatever it is that you wanted to do. However, you're brought to the park. You're brought to the scene, which is already cleaned up, already released to the public. It's around noon at this point. Did you find anything on either one of those two, and you just see the two black spots on the ground?
I didn't
Were
look.
Were you rifling through the guy's pockets?
Yeah, all I found was that purple heart that I lost. Where did it end up?
Carrie
That's a
didn't
good
want it to give
question.
it back to you.
Did she give it back, or did she just like drop it on the ground?
She would have just dropped it on the ground.
Okay, then it'd probably be laying around there somewhere because Rose wouldn't have picked it back up
And would you
unless
have
the
grabbed
police grabbed it.
The police would grab it. Would you have grabbed the jailer key as well?
Oh yeah, she grabbed the key and hasn't said anything about it.
Okay. So that was all you found was Purple Heart.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you like to give me a charisma and subterfuge?
Sure. Four.
Okay. I was hoping we could pop around or look around and try to find its den.
I was staying under the bridge in the drainage ditch.
That's what I was thinking too. It's really the only place around here that would be easy to go in and out of without leaving too many tracks. So if you want to take a walk with me, you two don't have to. I know Edgar, you're probably hurting real bad just walking around. Gladys, I don't know if that's something that you'd want to do or not.
Breathing hurts.
So yeah, probably not the best thing for you to go underground, potentially.
I mean, I'm super curious. So if it's... Let me know if it's hard to get into.
Okay. So, he starts walking down underneath the bridge. Rose, do you follow?
Yeah, Rose will follow.
You walk under, and sure enough, there is a old gate of some sort. It's got an old jailer-style lock on it. This isn't sunproof. However, you can see the tunnel goes down into a black abyss. And he just kind of looks at it and shakes the lock a couple times. Locked up tight and well maintained. Money says that's where they lived.
Probably.
You sure you didn't find a key or anything?
Can I gauge at this point whether Rose thinks he knows that she wasn't telling the truth and is trying to get her to tell the truth now, or if he's genuinely asking?
Wits and insight.
Okay. Four again.
Okay. You can't get a line on him. You have no idea.
Rose is going to very carefully consider him for a moment. And then she'll pull out the key and unlock it.
I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Thank you. And he'll push past you. And the gate doesn't even squeak. It's well oiled, moved quite often. And he proceeds down the tunnel. About halfway down, his flashlight kicks on. Does Rose follow?
Absolutely.
You get down, and at the very bottom there is very much an old school, like Navy ship style locking door. He undoes the lock, pulls the door open. Again, doesn't creak, and inside, it's basic amenities. A couple beds, a couch. A single light, and a television. You see a small armory, first and foremost. Mostly pistols. However, on the back wall, you see in a red paint, you hope it's paint, doesn't smell like anything else, a very peculiar symbol. Kind of looks like an ankh, just with a sun on top of it, sort of. Nothing you'd be familiar with.
Rose would be absolutely make sure to study it for a good while. Enough so that she could redraw it from memory.
And as you poke around the rest of it, you honestly don't find anything important. It's kind of disappointing. It's devoid of many personal things. It's pretty well devoid of practical things outside of the weapons. There's no clothes. There's no books. The TV's not even plugged in.
What a pitiful existence. Immortality at your fingertips and you're living like this.
Honestly, I don't think that they care. Because you have forever, why would you care about what you have, right?
Surely some of them do.
I'm sure
What
some
else would
care.
What else would you do with eternity?
Hunt people and eat them. That's what most of them do, right?
Rose just kind of shrugs. I mean, saw one that hunted cows.
What about the one your mom knows?
Rose just shrugs.
What's their deal?
He's an asshole that looks like he stepped out of a political cartoon. I hate his guts. I want him dead.
We can help make that happen. If you're willing to allow us to help.
This one's kind of personal.
How long have you been looking for him?
Oh no, I can find him easily. I just want to be the one to kill him myself.
Oh, that's what I'm saying, is we can put you in front of him on a moment's notice. We'll let you do whatever it is you feel like you need to do. By the way, it's real fun when you go to look someone up and they don't really exist. You and Gladys have that problem.
So I hear.
However, you look deep enough and you can find some remnants of who people used to be. We want to keep that hidden, don't we?
Who I used to be. Who I used to be was an angry kid, and now I've just grown up into an untrusting adult.
Right, but the affiliations and actions of who you used to be, well, more so on Gladys's side, aren't necessarily something that we want to tell, I don't know, the Federal Bureau of Investigation or the Central Intelligence Agency or even Department of the Interior. Some could be construed as anti-American actions.
Rose just kind of
In the right eyes.
Right, I'm sure they could. So what's... How about we quit dancing around each other here and just tell me what the fuck you want, because they've already roped me into working for you assholes in the first place.
Right. We would enjoy it if you continued working for us for an extended period of time, not just at an indeterminate date. We'll let you know when you can leave, okay?
That's funny.
I mean, we know where your mother is.
And
we know where he is, and if you decide that you want to leave and not tell us, we'll take care of him for you. And then we'll take care of your mother for you. It would be wise to just kind of play ball. You're good at what you do, and you are actually an asset, and I would actually like to keep you. You're not a terrible person. I don't want to use these threat tactics, and I don't want to use these hard bargaining chips. However, I want to make it very abundantly clear that we are willing to do what we have to do to keep you in our employ, because we're not 100% sure that you wouldn't cross over to the other side. We don't think you will. However, we can't guarantee that you have loyalties on that side. Not with them, but with someone attached to them. And we have a feeling that you're willing to do almost anything to keep her safe.
you know, at one point I probably would have. But the more I've been exposed to the things they've tried to keep hidden from me, all I can think about is how she didn't do shit to protect me from him. Do you ever think that maybe the reason I want him dead is because I want revenge on her too?
Well, if you could find him, why don't you take that revenge? Or do you not want to go to California?
The biggest fan of it, but besides, I will admit I am having a little bit of fun where I am. I don't feel a pressing need.
So at least short term, we can be under the understanding that you're not going anywhere.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I agreed to sign at least this first contract.
Would
This
you
is
be
an
Would you be willing to give me a 10-year commitment? Right here, right now. Nothing formally, however, I just need to know that we at least have that long with you. Maybe to help keep you from defecting if you decide that an even bigger revenge is to keep her alive longer. Somehow.
I think this job is entertaining enough to do 10 years.
I'm going to hold you to that, Rose. Now let's go upstairs. Let them know that that's down here. And figure out our next step. Because I think we need to set up the headquarters a lot sooner than I had anticipated. And he proceeds up the tunnel. The single light is still burning. Still on. What does Rose do?
As we walk, Rose will kind of chuckle and say, originally I was going to push for a 7-year contract with the option to renew, but I'll take 10.
Like I said, the extra 3 is just to make sure that we can take advantage of your talents enough to be able to replace you when you do leave. Because we know you're not going to stay forever. We knew that way before we even tried. Honestly surprised you're still in Tennessee. But in any case, and he swings the gate open, lets you out, locks it, produces a small red stick, and his lighter, lights it and tosses it, and we should probably leave.
And Rose will follow him out.
And they get up top, and all of you feel the thunk.
Reminded me of when that mine collapsed.
Oh no. That was different. That was dynamite.
I know.
We, just for you two, there wasn't anything down there besides a symbol on the door.
What symbol?
It kind of looked like the cross between a sword and an ankh with a sun. Would Gladys like to roll me an intelligence and occult?
Very much would. A 3. I can re-roll. I feel like that's important to re-roll.
Go for it.
5.
You don't know where, or you don't know when, you don't know why. But you remember the words Sabbat and Sword of Cain. And that symbol.
No context?
No real context.
She'll take out a book or something and just sketch it out really, really crudely, but probably enough to recognize. Did it look like this?
That would be the one.
I really don't know the context. I just know that it's something like it's Sabbat and the Sword of Cain. I don't really know too much about it.
Well, we can start there, and I will let all of you know.
Thank you.
You said Detroit?
Yep. Maybe they
That
got
might-
something going on there with this Sabat.
That might be a problem.
I mean, any of them is a problem. It doesn't matter what kind or gang or whatever they fall under.
I just know what little I've seen and heard that word has been in a negative context.
Wonderful. Maybe I will spend some time on that project.
Now, the other one. Did you get a last name? The one that ran away?
We didn't. We just heard her name was Carrie. Did you, Rose?
Buttons is blanking. Did Carrie ever give a last name?
No.
No. Rose will just kind of
Oh.
shrug.
Well, if you give me a description, I can look through our records and see if this one has kept their living identity.
Description.
Tori, just not Tori. Got it.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I will be in touch within the next month. In the meantime, let's get you home. Get you back resting.
That would be nice.
Also, we are going to be stationing 3 of our mechanics at your shop. You don't actually have to work on anything anymore, just run it. If you want to work on things, it's still your prerogative, but you don't have to.
That's something to keep the hands busy during downtime.
Yeah. And with you potentially going on extended leaves, having enough manpower there is probably a good idea.
Yeah.
And then we can give them messages to give to you, and if it's not directly to you. I can talk to Edgar. Doesn't ping any radars. I can't really talk to you and Rose, though.
All of the employees in the shop know at least a little bit about this stuff. We've collected them from other trips.
Well, it would seem like we need to have them sign some non-disclosure agreements then. And if they won't, I hear North Carolina's real nice this time of year.
Have you ever heard the saying you catch more flies with honey than vinegar?
Yes, but you still catch flies with vinegar.
It
Well,
must be real fun at parties.
the
No.
family
That was
might
sarcasm.
take you up on that. Maybe. See.
To be clear, it's not an offer of employment. It's more so just don't say anything to anyone. That way, again, more degrees of separation between us and them.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Kelly and James don't want anything to do with anything. They just know that animals that shouldn't exist.
Well, that's not necessarily the worst thing in the world then. Let's get to the airport. Get you back home. I'll get the wife back down south and say we closed the deal. Had you guys off onto a different project. It's nice having you. Gave her something to do.
She definitely seem excited about it.
Been trying to talk her into moving to Florida and actually retiring there. Her. She's hesitant. At least it's warm there. It's not 30 degrees in March.
Yeah, but I hear it rains like half the year.
I'll take rain over snow. Especially if it doesn't get below 50.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe around Orlando so she can go to Disney whenever she wants to go to. I don't know. In any case, I would love to join you. However, I have other things to take care of. I've got a taxi on its way.
Okay.
We'll get your stuff to you. Well, which you don't already have with you. And looks at Gladys's bag that is always with her.
Yeah, this never leaves my side.
And as far as your rifles, we'll upgrade what you have. Something newer. Something a little bit... I'm not going to say any more reliable because bolt action's about as good as you're going to get. However, newer. Less worn.
As long as I get my old one back, yeah, some sentimental value.
Oh yeah, no, it'll get back to you. But we'll do some upgrading for you.
Thanks.
So, he walks off into the late winter air as a yellow taxicab pulls up. You'll pile in and are driven to the airport and fly back home. Come back to the garage and it's like you never left. Got a couple new employees that nobody knows when you hired them, but they have proof of employment.
It's fine.
They seem to actually be pretty decent at their job too. That's the important thing, I guess, right?
Yep.
And life kind of goes on. He does show back up, and there are NDAs that are signed. You are handed your old rifles, however, you are also handed new versions of said rifles. They work a little bit better, slide a little bit smoother, and you are paid a bonus. Enough for 3 dots of temporary resources to be spent on whatever it is that you 3 want.
Nice, nice, nice. Oh, I don't have that sheet for this one.
You are also given a very brief debriefing of what the Sabbat is, as well as confirmed that they use their mortal identity as Carrie Griffin. They're currently looking for them.
Let us know if you find her.
I hope we find her before someone else does.
Yeah. That would be the best.
Yeah. And with that, we will end our session for this evening. I would like to thank anybody that's still here with us. Anybody that will watch this in any future postings. And yeah, If you want to see more of this, join us on normally it's Tuesdays, and you can either see this or our Detroit game, which is vampires, or on Sundays, which is usually Atlanta, again a vampire game, or Indianapolis, which is also a vampire game, with various storytellers. Me for obviously Hunter and Atlanta, Buttons for Indianapolis, and Faye for Detroit. Hopefully, after the holidays, everything will kind of calm down because we've got a lot of things going on. But more importantly, if you are still with us, and I urge you to join us this Sunday because I think it'll be a whole lot of fun. We will see some background stuff, potentially, for most everyone. So yeah, if you're finding this anywhere, well, even if you're here with us on Twitch, you can find our socials and our link tree that has our socials and our Patreon and our affiliate link there. If you are so inclined to donate your hard-earned and well-worked-for money on Patreon, we have, well, exactly what Patreon does. Multiple tiers, does different things. If you don't feel like that's something that you want or can do, spreading the word, word of mouth is fantastic. It helps the algorithm. It helps everybody know who we are, and it helps us get more friends on our community Discord that we also have that you should join if you haven't already and you're here. Then you can talk to us in real time. Might not be 100% responsive right then and there. However, we are fairly responsive. And then, like I said, our affiliate link, it's diceillusion.com. Use our link and you get a percentage off. We get some of what you spend. Helps you, helps us, helps them, helps everyone. And yeah, we are very appreciative that you are here with us or have found this and have actually stuck around to the end. If you don't want to hear any spoilers or any Easter eggs explained, now would be the time to end your watching session. However, I would tell you to just stick around and listen to this one because it'll be even more fun. So, I'm not actually going to do countdown because I feel like right about now is a good time to start discussing it.
And I can't do a transition because we weren't in our normal thing.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Surprise? Who saw that one coming?
Which part?
The name? I was referring to the name.
We talked about it last session when Carrie made introductions with Rose.
Yeah, I mean the fact that Tori uses Carrie's last name.
That I am kind of surprised about because I didn't take her as one that would chance that kind of thing.
to be fair, Carrie's about as obscure of a figure as you can be. Even, like, in the Sabbat world.
She might be going through a name change soon since she's having to worry about Sabbat finding her. But, yes, that's where the name came from.
Very nice, very nice, very nice.
As for everything else, I was shocked. I didn't expect it to go that route.
What do you mean?
Just in general, almost dying. Edgar almost killing our somewhat ally.
I'm sure they all were done to Edgar before he got to her.
Yeah. She absolutely would have just, like, backhanded him. Because she actually hadn't even, like, used feral weapons at that point.
Yeah.
Because guess what specialization she has?
Feral weapons! Who knew?
Wow! Yeah.
Wow, it's almost like a soul shard piece got stuck.
Wow.
Yeah. Honestly, I took like half of Tori's character sheet and was just like, move it over here.
It works. It works. I built it like that. Not for Carrie specifically, but like, yeah. That's why she started as a bruiser.
But the applicable portions to this, I was like, let me just take this and this and that, and she's not old enough to have all that extra shit. So, yeah.
Very nice.
That's okay. Tori is a lower generation than Carrie is now.
Tori is a lower generation than her sire was.
Yes.
By like 1 or 2.
That too.
Fun, fun, fun.
Yes. Yeah.
So how did you like that, Malkavian?
He was brain.
That was the point. I didn't really care so much about the physical portion because I was absolutely going to have him fighting Carrie the entire time. So I was like, I need to do something mental just to mess with them, and whoever's the closest is the one that is going to be targeted, and it was Edgar.
And you
Which
probably
was great.
happens to have the lowest resolve and composure out of everyone.
I mean, it made sense. It made
Maybe.
sense.
It
Yeah,
absolutely made sense.
Edgar's at 2 and 2 for those two things.
I'm at 5. 2 and 3. Yeah, that was... Malkavians are a bitch.
Yeah, especially ones with Compel and Dementation, Submerged Directive
Aw.
did have Awe, because Implant, whatever that one is, the Implant Thought or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
as well as Rationalize. So, if anyone asks Edgar why he shot at Carrie, he'll rationalize it. And will rationalize everything that he's done.
Well, glad you didn't kill Gladys.
At least I had a choice to keep shooting at Carrie.
There was a reason why I was like, I'm going to absolutely make sure that I say that one first. And you used the dying light thing.
I did.
That was cool.
And now we saw firsthand what it does to vampires. So she's super
Very
nice.
interested.
Yeah. So the whole thing that we talked about if you use it to make a roughest style weapon, it's extremely effective, however very volatile. Might blow up.
That's fine. She's gonna be spending a while at Eugene's. Between her shop, that panic room that we built, that's why she had that built. So she can start experimenting on this.
Yeah. There's going to be a tunnel built between the flower shop and the panic room. There's going to be an entire freaking underground, like, fortress made.
Why not? We'll just buy out the shops around us.
I mean, that's already in progress, so don't feel bad.
Oh, shit.
And how did you like the addition of the Nosferatu as a quote-unquote apprentice?
Did he have the new monstrous flaw?
Not quite.
What was his thing going on? He was super inhuman.
Had a lot of animalism. Had obfuscate, but more animalism.
Animalism, the more animalism doesn't make you look more like a beast, though.
I know, but it's Nosferatu, so might as well just add a little bit extra of ugly.
Sure. I mean, I'm not disagreeing, I'm just curious.
Also had very low humanity. So figured the two mixed together on a Nos would potentially help with that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was telling them, do you want to know something special? Specifically about Tori and her dislikes of certain clans.
Do we want this to be recorded?
It will be a lore thing that won't ever actually come up. It's just
yes.
Yeah. So, Dropsy didn't actually have dementation. Tori just thinks he did.
Oh.
Tori doesn't like Malkavians due to dementation because this fucker.
Ah, interesting.
Again, it's a soul shard. And this dude controlled Carrie for a long ass time.
Oh.
That's why she doesn't like him.
That's
why
really
there was
cool.
personal. That's why the vendetta was there.
I love it.
Because I know initially it was the Dogman of Michigan or something like that.
Yeah.
Michigan Dogman. But I was like, what if there was a dog wolf hybrid looking thing, but what was seen was actually the gangrel, and there was still this fluffy dude that could be potentially mistaken as a dog if you just saw it weird, like in passing at night.
Plus the weird Nosferatu, like...
Yeah. There was a bunch of just general weirdness, so I was like, let me see if I can make this as extrapolated out as far as physically possible.
Love it.
Very nice.
And to not make it a gangrel versus gangrel fight.
I love it so much.
So yeah,
That was so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
good. Also, Bearcat.
Bearcat.
I feel so
Yeah.
bad for that bear cat.
It's fine, it's going back to the zoo.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Okay,
going back to
good. Okay, good.
They said he caught it. Like the guy said they caught it.
Yep.
I didn't catch that part. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Good.
it's going back to the zoo with the other two.
Good.
Because I don't know how many Detroit actually has or
I
had.
looked it up. We don't actually have one currently. I don't know if they've ever had one though. I thought they
Well-
did, but I could be wrong.
They have in our canon.
Yeah. In this iteration, they had a couple at least. So yeah, fun times all around.
And let's be real, in our canon, the Guru have absolutely made zoos better
Yes.
than they were in the 40s. No more just concrete cells for the animals.
Yeah.
It's the world of darkness, but it doesn't have to be the world of cruelty towards animals.
Yeah. World of darkness toward people.
Yes,
World of niceness toward the fluffy ones.
exactly. So canon
Or
in our
not so
lore,
fluffy.
zoos are like 1,000 times better than they ever were.
Yeah, and the circuses weren't ever a thing because, well, they were, but not quite to the
Right.
extent.
Right.
Because screw them, No.
Not the animal mistreatment part, at least.
Yeah. People mistreatment, don't care.
Sure. No big deal there. Who bats an eye at that?
But still, treat your people correctly.
Right. Obviously, we're kidding.
Any other questions for me?
I usually feel like our hunter games wrap up super nicely.
I try.
Most of my questions are for the upcoming game. Also, what state are we headed to next?
Well, who would like to roll me that die?
I'm happy with finishing it, so someone else can roll.
I think Nen's going for it.
If I can put my...
Interrupting potato. He's off.
What's the dice roll?
D100.
D50, actually.
Mm.
Technically speaking.
Here, let me just go to the dice channel.
Nope, Nen's getting his dice out. Let him do it. Like the legit dice.
$43.
Oh. Arkansas.
I thought this was a D50, but it's actually a D60, so close enough.
It's fine.
You just
Do we
roll
want to
again,
roll?
get over.
Well, do we want to roll just straight up 50, or do we want to take that one? Because there are other ones that we could absolutely go to that might be a little bit more fun.
Why don't we roll a
can
50
bring one all the way.
and see? We'll pick between them.
Okay, we can do that.
$28.
We got 28. That says... Wisconsin.
I picked that one.
Was that one of the fun? That was one of the fun ones we talked about earlier, wasn't it?
That's one of the ones I want.
That's one of the ones that Gareth will go with you on.
Ooh.
Okay, so I volunteer Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
You guys might get to meet Edgar's mom too, depending on what Dengle does.
Meet some other people too.
Whereabouts is the mom? Not Milwaukee, right?
I believe she's in Green Bay.
Yeah, that's about right. That general area is absolutely where you guys are going to be, so... Yay, I get to play a 90-some-odd-year-old woman.
Oh, great. And we'll probably get to save her from whatever the heck it is we're hunting.
No, I'm not going to put her in danger. She would immediately have a heart attack and die. Let's not do that.
Let's
She might
not kill Edgar's mom, please.
She might have a heart attack just by seeing us, let's be honest.
Not wrong.
There will
nice.
absolutely be a well, they're kind of young for you, don't you think?
Rose would just start laughing.
Ew.
Oh, I want grandkids anyway.
Oh my god.
Ew.
No.
If you ever mention me and children in the same sentence again, absolutely not. Do you remember what happened with the one I watched? I taught him how to make bombs.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna give her a heart attack.
It's fine.
You don't want Gladys being a mom.
I don't think any of us are qualified to be parents.
No.
She'll be the great wine aunt, but not the mom.
Let's
and
be
instead
honest
of the
here,
wine
she's
aunt,
not
she's
even...
the bomb aunt.
Yeah, I was about to say, let's be honest here, she's not even the wine aunt. If she's going to be an alcohol aunt, she would be the moonshine aunt.
Hell yeah! She'd be chilling with Smokey. And this is how we use this to also make bombs. Except they catch things on fire.
That's what you call incendiary. So yeah, we are going to Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. I'm so excited. We'll talk about this one. I have questions. Because there's also a Ventru in Wisconsin.
There is, as a matter of fact.
Still forgot about that. Oh my god.
Area.
This venture is gonna have the worst luck.
Well, no, not
Like
for him. Not for him, because it would, let's be real here, he would probably be the bound fledgling at this point.
Yep.
So it might be great luck for him.
Yeah.
Might be how he inherits everything. Wouldn't that be fucking
Maybe.
hilarious?
Well, it is now.
Like, no, but it's gotta be, like, he's not even, like, the actual target. He's just, like, an unfortunate bystander that gets wrapped up in our shit.
So yeah. If we would like to end it now, so we can have further talks to not spoil things, like completely spoil things, would be a good time. So, have a nice, stay safe, and please join us in a couple weeks. We've got a bridge game coming for our next Hunter game. So
Yes.
stick around for that. That's
That'll
going to be a
be-
lot of fun, too.
So much fun. Yeah. Farewell, everyone. Thanks for sticking around.